Hey everyone, today I'm going to show you a bit of how Hurricane Ian affected Sarasota, Florida. Welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, I'm Matt Light. I'm a Sarasota realtor and resident, and I make videos all about Sarasota and its real estate. First off, thanks so much to those of you who have reached out and checked in on my family and I throughout this hurricane. I know many of you have been interested in how Hurricane Ian has affected Sarasota, so I threw together a quick video to give a look. With the last minute path change of the storm, Sarasota didn't get hit as hard as we originally anticipated. Now, while I'm thankful for that, I'm also burdened for those throughout our state that did see the worst of this storm and are in a season of rebuilding from the ground up. As for Sarasota, we saw a ton of rain and wind from this storm, but we didn't experience the storm surge along our coast that we had braced for. So the damage among our area is mostly downed trees, lots of power outages, bent pool cages and signs, and ripped screens. This was one of the biggest storms our area has seen in years. I mean, this is probably the most damaging storm that I have seen in the 23 years that I've lived in Sarasota. But overall, Sarasota fared well, with the majority of the damage being very minor in comparison to what others are seeing. Though it doesn't go without saying that there are some families in Sarasota dealing with structural damage and flooding, and that itself is devastating. And while many have had power restored, there are still families right now that don't have any power. However, Sarasota County does include neighboring areas to our cities such as Northport and Myakka, and unfortunately, these cities saw a lot more flooding and damage, and many of these families are displaced and are starting all over. Even though the storm has brought hardship, I've been so proud of our city and my community. From my personal neighborhood community to my church family and the city's leadership, people have all come together to help one another and continue to do so as we get back on our feet. Let's take a look at some of Sarasota's aftermath of Hurricane Ian.
Sarasota County is looking much better with the wind field. 40 miles from Punta Gorda up I-75 gets you where? Past Northport, maybe up to Venice, right? Probably in that general area. So you're on the fringe of hurricane force winds as it is tomorrow afternoon around lunchtime. This is going to make landfall tomorrow afternoon. So unfortunately, the people in the Fort Myers, Punta Gorda area yet again are going to wake up if they're went to bed early and have 6 hours before a hurricane's going to make landfall, just like Charlie 18 years ago. The good news for Sarasota, it's still going to be squally. There's still going to be a surge. There will still be issues. But the devastating winds of 120 or 130 for those areas are no longer on the table for Manatee and only partially on the table for Sarasota, maybe southern Sarasota County. Still definitely an issue with storm surge.
This tree fell over and is literally sitting on my roof. This is insane. Holy cow. Oh my gosh. I've been to see the neighbors